Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We're going to kick off our week with a best of one Ikoria Lair of Behemoths draft. We even earned a ticket entry over the weekend. I did my grinding on our free-to-play account, and that got us. We bought the Mastery Pass, by the way, so this was a Mastery Pass benefit. We earned ourselves a draft entry, so we're going to use the ticket entry here for that today. That's nice. I would say a free draft, but it's not. We paid for the Mastery Pass, so we're just getting our value back steadily on that thing. And if you want to get your value back from Magic in general, you're going to check out cardkingdom.com for all your tabletop Magic needs. They are my sponsor and purveyors of physical Magic tabletop stuff. Singles, supplies, and sealed product are all available to you at cardkingdom.com. They are taking orders. They are taking buy orders. They are shipping as they can. They are still sheltering in place as a company. And so the capacity with which they have to ship is diminished, but they are still taking orders and are still going to be your premium source for everything you need for your tabletop Magic game. And I would say, though, things are changing all the time in this front, so I think I'm just going to start saying as part of my CK pitch to make sure to just follow up with the CK website itself, any new information about expectations around how they're operating and how COVID is impacting their operations is going to be available to you at cardkingdom.com. And you're going to get there via my affiliate link in the panels down below. Click on that Card Kingdom panel and it'll take you right there via my affiliate link. Lets them know you got there from here and helps everybody involved. So that would be great if you could do that for me. Let's click this ticket entry and check out our pack one, pick one as soon as this queue fills up. It's not been taking long to fill up a draft queue here. Boom. So Luis has been forcing cycling. I'm not looking to force cycling, but I'm looking to be quite aware that it's a very easy deck to get a strong version of. I think that's why it's proving such a resilient and popular archetype, is that you only need a handful of payoffs, and then the set is just filled with all the other ingredients to make it work. So, you know, it's unusual to hear about somebody like LSV forcing anything, but cycling is understandable given the ease with which you can pick up the pieces. So, like if we were being LSV here, we would just take the stinger. And I do think this is like one of your important payoffs for the deck. What do we have here, though? Vigilance, creatures control with... Oh, this is this Vigilant, rare Vigilant payoff. I'm not looking to get into white-green for Vigilant payoffs. But Media says thumbs up. I don't know. What do I like here? Deadweight jumps out as... Oh, you saw me try to do the thing where I drag away. I guess we're taking Deadweight. Well, paying off because we get a Heartless Act following. I was really thinking about taking that rare, and I was trying to drag click so this wouldn't actually be selected, but geez, I got to figure out how to... Still trying to figure out how to click in this new system to not actually select. Fortunately, in that case, not a bad pick, and Heartless Act, an easy follow-up. Fenrir would have gone with a stinger for cycling. I don't love Necropanther as a pack one, pick one. Yeah, I guess I got to drag away from the pile east. Yeah. You take Bastion over Heartless Act. I like Bastion, but I don't think you can pass up as premium removal as this. Oh, what's my title? Sorry, here. Well, it doesn't even matter. I'll just do this. Title. Drafting Ikoria with Spain. Yeah, we're going to take Doomblade and then see where it goes from here. I don't like anything here. Here's a stinger. Might not be too late to pivot to something relating to red-black. We could take the Sanctuary Smasher on that front as well. Oh yeah, I don't have Cardboard Live open. Let me do that for you. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, we can take C's. I don't know if I haven't done too much. Haven't had a lot of success with Dimir in the format, but Media, is Stinger better than it in a generic deck? Like, the thing I like about Sanctuary Smasher in black red is that First Strike Death Touch is very real, whereas this is like a piece for the cycling deck. But I guess I'm gonna take the Smasher. I hear what you're saying, but I've been enamored with the idea of First Strike cycling in a black deck. You know, black red, where you can Death Touch First Strike. But we're early yet. We're gonna keep going to what seems open. Like, gosh, Flourishing Fox here. Now I'm just regretting. Like, if we had just gone Stinger, Flourishing Fox, you know, like. You want Officer over the Fox? I think if we're gonna take a white card, we should just take the Fox, right? So I'm gonna take the Fox and see about backdooring. I have the lunch break banner. Oh, thank you. I'll cut that off. Didn't see that. Well, Luis says don't play the rock slides. I'm going to grab this now for a second. Let me cut that extra text off. There we go. Yeah, try not to cycle, end up cycling anyway. We could also take the Scoured Barrens in case we just end up black-white. Kind of like the Barrens here. But Rock Slide... Yeah, I'm going to take Rock Slide. I know Luis is saying don't play it in a cycling deck, but we're not even necessarily a cycling deck, and if we're not, you know, removal is good. Another Rock Slide to pile onto that idea. And here's a Cycling 2. A lot of Cycling 2 here. Are we a cycling deck? Are we a, you know, red, black, good stuff deck? Yeah, Otter and Scatter suggest there's some blue possibility, but I think there's too many good cards in the colors we're already in to push into blue, Collie, at least at this point. So I'm going to take the slide, but we'll keep an eye on things. This is interesting. Farfinder or Cycler. Another Essence Scatter supporting the ongoing availability of that. There's a Cycling 1, though. Are we really cycling? If we're really cycling, we just want this. But I don't know that we're there yet. 10 seconds here. I could see one of the... Yeah, we could try the blue pivot. I still don't feel like... Well, now I've done it. Now I've taken a 1-mana Cycler. Nothing much going on here, though, so I guess I'm going to take another one. You can see me trying not to just fall into cycling, but it's hard. All the pieces are so easy to get. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I hear you, Fenner. I mean, I'm trying just not to force it, but yeah. All right. Cycling 1. Here we are. I wasn't trying to be here. I can take the leech in case we end up not here. I don't know how playable this is, really. Reflexes is fine. Destruction, none of these cycle. Maybe we somehow end up Jeskai cycling and play that. Mecha Godzilla. Oh, this is Crystalline Giant. This is just going to be good in anything, right? Or decent. Like hard not to take that. And there's not much for us. There's a one cycler. Lava Serpent would be nice. Goes in anything and is just good. Triome cycles, so there's that. If we are cycling, we need Tactician more than anything, right? Flame Spill is nice, but this is the heart of the deck that we seem to be in, despite my efforts not to be. I think cycling one could be the problem child of the format, Keller. Let's see how many cyclers we get from here. This is a good one. Yeah, no contest. Yeah, if I had just gone red 2-drop into red 2-drop, we would have a pretty monster start to our cycling deck. As it is, we're missing a couple of payoffs. But here we are. This is a bad cycling deck right now. We need more payoffs. Here's one. This is what I'm talking about. We need things that care about us cycling, and this is one of them. So great. Sail away, you got it. Sorry for making you use. it's my bait and switch. Like, I get you to pay for requesting a meme, and then I get you to pay for requesting me to play the meme you requested. But here is Sail, or at least we'll try. Marmoset's one of our payoffs. That's good. I'll bleed you dry eventually, King. Or not. We all have goals. Wow. Check out the Umori still here. It's a hybrid card. How is there an Umori pack 2 pick 7? I don't even understand this. I'm going to take it on principle. How is this still here? This is crazy. It's black or green. You could play it. Oh boy. And Empathy still here too? Yeah, this is something else. I'm rare drafting. Can't help it. And we got another snare. That's great. Helping push towards the types of payoffs we need. Cycling 2 payoff here. Great. Dead weight. 10th pick. Oh my gosh. And we're not even taking it. We're going to take Shredded Sails because that's how dumb this is. I mean, we could try, but I don't think we're casting any black cards here. Cycles. This cycles. This is a curve filler, but we want cycling, not curve fillers. Hey, Matt. This doesn't do enough for us. Here's a cycler. We want Lockdown in the deck. I couldn't quite take it over a cycler, but maybe that was wrong. Hey, there's a cycling payoff. Well, not a payoff, but a cycling supporter. Turns all of our 2-mana cyclers into 1-mana cyclers. Can't really build around it per the companion. But it's fine as a 3-drop, 3/3 that has an ability. Although maybe we just take the, like, Stinger might even be more important. Splendor Mare. There's real value in reducing your cycling all to 1, but maybe it actually probably goes Stinger, Splendor Mare, Stinger first, and then Mare and Dawn Waker are pretty similar in their power in my mind. So I'm gonna take the Stinger. This is what we need to really make the deck hum. And like, this healer is nice, but here's another cycling payoff, which is what I really want. Really, Media? I don't think it's nutso yet, but if we get a couple more payoffs, then I think we're there. Like a 3rd Tactician. Really, you think we have the payoffs? Like, we have no Zenith Flare yet, for example. Without Zenith Flare, I feel like I'm... yeah, Zenith Flare would make me feel great. Without Zenith Flare, I feel like I'm hoping. We can take Splendor Mare. Lord Dracus as a red-red mutate is not the worst plan. We're certainly going to get something with cycling back into our hand. But I don't think it's better than just taking a nice Splendor Mare. Well, this is the opposite of forcing. We got forced into it. I was trying to avoid this. Like, you could make a strong case that the best pick, pack 1, pick 1, was Drannith Stinger, and I didn't take it. I was trying to be elsewhere. Although, honestly, we kind of goof-picked Deadweight, pack 1, pick 1. Another Rescuer is looking good for us here. We're pretty weak to 1 damage with 3rd Rescuer, but now I really want the go-wide payoffs. Like, we want coordinated charges and the dinosaur thing, right? You mean this or this? Like, this is... This would do some stuff, but I think this is still where we want to be. Oh, yeah, no, this isn't the Cycler enchantment. Another Marmoset helps with the payoffs. Wouldn't mind a Cathartic Reunion. Maybe we can wheel it. Well, here's a Cathartic Reunion we could take, but we got to go for Blood, which is the 1-mana Cycler. We're going to take that instead. Claws seems like the cycle 2 for us, since we can actually cast it. Ooh, real choice here. I saw the coordinated charge and got excited, but I think really it's just about Tactician. Tactician is the ultimate payoff for this deck, I think. And here's a charge we can get anyway. There's a Memory Leak, which cycles for 1, which is nice, but with three, what is it called? 3 Rescuers, we're going to go wide a bit here. So we're going to take charge to support that. Yeah, I get Leak is cycling 1, but this cycling 2 is actually, like, if we don't, especially if we don't end up with the Zenith Flare, which we're not going to, like, this is going to be a no Zenith Flare cycling deck. I really do want to understand how we're going to win. And coordinated charges with 3 Valiant Rescuers is a legit win condition. Media says we're too short on cycling 1 to have made the pick that I made. I made it. We'll see how that plays out. Here's cycling 2. Blazing Volley is not going to be very good because we're not sideboarding. Yeah, maybe could play this for the chance to run, to actually cast some of the blue cyclers we have. So, missing some of the ultra premium payoffs for this deck. Primarily the Zenith. But And as I think it was Media pointed out, we are low on 1 mana cyclers. I want to kind of see. Let me get into deck building. Get out of your way for a second, and then see about how we're lining up in terms of cycling. Like, I want to look at cycling 1 and cycling 2, or 2+. A couple of Vantasaurs at least. Splendors are cycling 2+. Fumes is 2. Yeah, we are definitely heavy on the 2 cycles without a lot of the 1 cycles. That's too bad. But we're not without them. Don't think we're playing that. These are technically cycle 1. I'm not even going to put these in the cycling pile. I know we might cycle them, but that's not what they're here for. Probably not playing heightened reflexes. So here we go. These are all in. Are we playing the Tiger? I don't think we need to play the Tiger because we do have double coordinated charge. And so then we get into like payoffs. So here we go. You got your payoffs, you got your cycling 1, you got your cycling 2, and you got your unconnected to what we're doing here, but decent cards. Let's cut to. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I don't want to 17, like 14 or 15, I think is correct land here. Maybe it's 14. Do I have a Tiger in here? What Tiger? Tiger's up here. Not sure what Tiger we're talking about. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I thought I cut that. 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. I'm going to put it here for you to look at for a second. And I'm going to take a quick pre-game bio break, and you help me figure out how we're cutting 5 cards from this and what they should be. Should we just cut the rock slides per LSV? Should we cut some of our extra 2 cyclers? I don't think we can cut any of our payoffs, and none of our 1s. So the real question is, what are we pulling from this column and this column? Yeah, if we cut these, probably, yeah, we can just cut the uncastable stuff as a starting point. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. I'll be right back, and we'll make the final couple cuts and get going. Now, I'm not cutting this Smasher. I know it's not the best. It's got cycling 3, but I think that's legit, both as a... I'm not cutting the Serpent or the Smasher. We could try 13 lands, but probably want to cut a rock slide. And yeah, we can cut a Sails, I suppose. Does that give us enough cycling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cyclers, plus technically 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 if we really had to. Train, you lose, right? I mean, that's the fundamental thing about this deck. Is like, if your payoffs survive, you win. If they have enough removal for your payoffs, you lose. Or if you flood, which is ironic, but flooding tends to be how you can lose also with your 14 land, 13 land deck. You want to do both? Well, not. It's best of one, so we can cut. We can cut another slide. Yeah, I would totally play a Cathartic Reunion. There were a couple places where it was on my possible pick list, but didn't quite make it. That's a good question, Train. I would say easily supports 2. The question is, does it support 3? We fell into this late. If I had just, I was kind of trying to avoid being here again. I really was. If you go back to the beginning of the draft, you'll see I started with 2 black picks, but then we got kind of forced into it. And before settling into it, I passed 2 stingers. So this deck could easily have not only 2 stingers, but somebody else in the draft would not have those stingers, and maybe this deck would have even been more open for us. Except 6. This is how I could have kept the companion, because we're almost except this one. Can't play Snare Tacticians with that card, and that it's too yeah, the rare, if you're a cycling deck, you can't play that rare as a companion. Okay, let's you know, all right, I'm going to start with I'm going to start with 1 Rock Slide in and 1 Shredded Sails out, but I'm going to ask myself, if we see this Rock Slide, if we wouldn't just rather have it be another cycler. All right, and I'm going to call this We Tried, because I was trying not to just land in this deck. I don't want this to become the new normal, but maybe it's just the new normal of the set. Yeah, Craig. Basically, I would say my rule of thumb, like 14 is a little high, but we don't have a lot of 1-mana cyclers. I think ideally you're at 12 or 13 land with a ton of 1-mana cyclers, but we're going to go 14 because our column of 1-mana cyclers is not quite long enough for my taste, even though some of these are 1-manas too, you know. Well, I think it's happening a little bit here, Rocky. Like, we didn't get as many 1-mana cyclers as we wanted, for example. But I don't know if anybody had any redeemed bling. Let me know. I will at least get our lands prettier than this. But if nobody has opinions, I'll go with Avon today. Nobody's paid for an opinion. One second. Egg sleeves? What are those? Is that this? That looks kind of like an egg. Deck boxes, Shredded Sails. Well, if nobody's redeemed the sleeves... Oh, wait, what do you mean sleeves? Which sleeves do you mean, Mensch? Here's our choices. I don't know what egg is. Maybe it's one I don't have that you're talking about? Make a choice, Mensch, or I'm going to choose for you. I'm glad Nebula already wants the lands I have selected. That kind of looks like it has an egg. Eldraine is what you want, though? You can do Eldraine. All right. And then what was the box? Shredded Sails. All right. Make a shredded wheat joke. That's right. We're good. We're good. All right. Hey, where's my... Oh, you know, I've got some assets that are, that I changed. Hold on. I changed the location of some of my assets, and so things will be looking a little weird here. Darn it. I meant to follow up and fix. But let me at least go info bar and get that adjusted. And that's a little off. Sorry, what are we doing here? Well, we don't have our white yet, but we have a mecha on 3 and some cycling, so we're going to keep. Let's see, record. Sorry, Oppo. And format is not IKO versus chat. Is... All right, sorry, everybody. Easy game. Let's see, if we put out... We want to put Rescuer or Fox out. If we put out a Rescuer, it probably dies. If we put out a Fox, it probably dies too. This uses all our mana, though. So I'm going to Rescuer, and then we have a backup Rescuer if this doesn't work out. If this does work out, next turn we can do something powerful like Rescuer number 2, 1 mana Cycler, or Fox. So yeah, not a surprise here that we have lost our Rescuer. Yeah, we can just mecha next turn, that's true. Make him answer that. Ouch. Brutal play. I don't love this card. I think it has the drawback of actually being unplayable at times, which is a really severe drawback for a card. But when you cast it on an empty battlefield, seems pretty good. Here, though, maybe we'll get lucky. Find some good abilities here. Reach is not the place I want to start. Yeah, it's also good if you just have heavy removal in general. Like if you can be ready to remove whatever they're going to put that on. So very swingy card. It's swinging in the right direction for Oppo right now, but super swingy card. We can fight this one if we want. Now, what do we want to trigger? How about... we could go Fox. Maybe we don't care about this, though. So we probably... Rescuer... You can go Rescuer Fox this turn and then cycle 1, cycle 1. Yeah, we'll see what the Giant gets. But I'm just thinking about sequencing. Trample... Awkward race, but I'm gonna race for now. Oh yeah, 1 planes changes what we can do. So let's go Rescuer. And then I'm gonna cycle here. Okay, Tactician is great. That's what we wanted to see. That makes me less concerned about using Go for Blood as removal. If this survives, we'll be in a pretty decent spot. It's not doing much yet. Now, we can cycle, and we could triple block the Nightmare. But with Coordinated Charge, that makes me more interested in racing, now that we've drawn the charge. So I'm going to take all this, we're going to snare Tactician, and maybe even cycle the Fox. Lava Serpent, also exciting. But we definitely want Snare Tactician, Cycle Fox here, I think. Yeah, we can hit for 16. Is that what we want to do, though? I think we just want to come back next turn. We'll cycle on their turn for taps, and then make a creature and do it next turn. If they can wipe out everything, then we might... Also, you can make an argument for cycling here on our turn, and then if we find another cycling one, we can do it again on their turn. Trouble is they don't tap. It doesn't tap. So yeah, we can... Well, yeah, we can cycle Serpent. That's true. Menace. Thanks, Hat. I'll check it out. You don't want to cycle the Serpent because we might cast it, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Fox, our plan is cycle one of these two and charge to win. I guess the fundamental question is, if that plan doesn't work somehow, which thing would we rather have behind? And it is probably Lava Serpent, so that makes some sense. We cycle the Fox because if this all goes to heck, we would rather have the Serpent in our hand than the Fox. Well, decision time. And I'm going to go... Yeah, it doesn't... I'm going to cycle Fox. If this plan doesn't work out, we would much rather have the Serpent. So let's keep the Serpent. And then look. We can even do this. All right, we're good. Charge! That's kind of our plan in this deck. We have 3 cycle make a dude and 2 pump your team. So really most importantly, no Zenith Flares. So we can't just like wait till we Zenith Flare to the face. Train, the best format for gem value depends on how you value boosters right now. You're going to want to look at my spreadsheet and the EV calculator in it. You're going to enter your win rate in the various formats, and you're going to enter your how much you would pay for a booster right now or for the contents of a draft deck, and that will help you figure out the best value. Another place where don't love this, but we do have the cycling. East is going to mulligan this. I don't know how you mulligan too much with when you have cycling 1 and tools. I'm keeping anything with mana and cycling. Like, you got to be risky with these decks, folks. It's only a disaster if you don't have the ability to cycle right away, and we do. The real question is, do we cycle the Stinger right away? I'm curious to hear from... And here's this Rock Slide that could be a 2-mana cycler. That was the consideration, by the way. So do we cycle the Stinger? Probably. We just need to find... Like, we can't do anything right now, so... I'm gonna cycle while the cycling's good. What is the value of cycling on our turn there? No value? The value is we are getting through our deck, finding our land. I mean, there's just inherent value in cycling in terms of digging in. And we're going to cycle 2 on the Serpent at end of turn here. Oh, okay. Talking about last turn? Gotcha. All right, well, now we have Mare at the very least, so we can do that. I liked cycling 2. If we had had 2 1-mana cyclers in the hand, then maybe at that point, yeah, but... Thanks, SGC. You take care. Oh, I'm also behind on my record updating. Yeah, for a 14 land deck, this is very resource intensive. We tend to use our mana every turn, even into the later game, because you're just cycling more and more. And Flood tends to be a big problem for this deck, which is also kind of weird. Okay. Still doesn't die, so permanently debuffed though, and is just a mere 1/3. I'm gonna cycle 1 now, looking for Mountain. Really, Fox is interesting. Play that, cycle Vantrosaur at the end of their turn. Oh, yeah, that's true. I could have done it there to look for a mountain. That was a mistake. For some reason, I was thinking like we'd already played our land. Yeah, just a mistake. I was thinking we'd already played land. So I'll be punished. Well, no, I'm never punished, right? So I'm going to cycle into like some spell or something because I'm never punished. The idea of a mountain being on top here is just plain nonsense. See? Clearly didn't matter. Now... Well, sending in the 1/3 could just be death. I'm going to send in the Fox. You want to cycle now? I mean, they're not gonna block the Fox, but they might block the Fox. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with the Fox first. I mean, they're not gonna. But there's a, especially someone with this rating, but, you know, give them a chance to make the wrong play. There's our mountain. That's cool. Yeah, no, I'm saying that's why I don't expect them to make a mistake. That's like, they've got a good rating, so I have no expectation that they're going to, I'll block this fox, right? But I gave them a chance. Playing the another payoff here as opposed to doing more cycling. This already has first strike, so the Smasher's not going to do much on that front. And I took the Smasher over a over the 2/2 red pinger. This dude. Oh no, we had one. We cycled one. This dude. Which would be, it would be better to have, it would be better to have this one in the red-white cycling deck. I took this one because at that point we were black-red, and I liked the idea of getting first strike on Death Touch. So now with 5 mana, we have Rescuer, and we can cycle the Smasher. And we have the coordinated charge for after that. I think we swing away. Except for the mare. No need to send the mare, but we can send Marmoset and Fox. And say, do your worst. I'm going to cycle a first strike counter onto the Fox here, regardless of what a Oppo does. You would have cycled a card to kill both their creatures. Maybe you're not talking about what's going on here. I don't know what that means. So they're cycling or casting. This is just being cast. Okay. We're still okay. Okay. Thanks, Kruzica. I didn't think it made any sense to what I was doing, but it wasn't sure. Now they'll probably just take... It's still very dangerous for them to do any blocking. I mean, they don't have blocks. But we are still in a spot of like, well, what are we doing? I'm still going to cycle the Smash. I guess I get to put it on the Rescuer too, but I like getting the Fox big. Heck of a charge coming up next turn right now. All right, not bad, not bad. They got really a 1-for-1. The Rescuer and the creature we made with it probably holds us off from doing the charge next turn. We'll go to the Crystalline Giant instead. Well, they eat the 2/3. They trade with the 2/3, right? I mean, this has first strike, so these trade, if that's what you mean. Yeah, we can also rock slide and smash. That's, well, if they're going to do that, maybe we definitely need to rock slide because it looks like they're starting to race. And to that end, I don't know if the mare is going to really do anything of much value the rest of the way. So I like gaining 6 life here. Oh, charge, true. Let's see, what does charge get us back? If we come back the other way, we get 1. Wait, are we permanently reduced? Why is this... Did they do this? Oh, because they did this turn. Okay, right. So that's just for this turn. So we're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7 baseline, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, we're attacking for lethal with no blocks, so... They need to come up with a blocker here or we win, by my math. All right. So we don't win this turn, but that was an interesting play from Oppo. And by interesting, I mean I'm fine with it. Donate straight cash to me? Yeah, there's a donation link in my panels. If you're talking about me, you can donate straight cash. Always accepted. And thank you for that donation if I missed it. Appreciate that. It's really the most cost... Like, if you really want to just get the most cash directly to me, you donate. Subs are... Twitch takes a cut, but they build community, you know? So it's a back and forth. I'm going to go Tactician, I think. No. Yeah, we can get Snare going, but I don't want to cycle either of these. I'm going to get Mech going. Yeah, no reason to cycle the charge. We're trying to straight win. Raking Claws. Double Strike could just be a game winner here, too, depending on how this goes. We could Tactician tap. That does some good, too. 3, 4, 5, 6 guaranteed in that case. But also, don't really care. They don't have good blocks on anything, so I'm going to start with an attack and let them block if they want, and also see what we get here. So +1/+1 counter. That potentially changes things. Could now Raking Claws could be lethal if they don't chump it. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so if we don't win outright here, we'll play Tactician and cycle Claws at the end of their turn to set up a win next turn. All right. Let's see. We can also cycle, and if we do that, we get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but that's not quite 11, right? But we can also double strike. Let's see, if we double strike... Yeah, sorry, we cycle and then double strike, right? And then we're good? I was looking at double cycle, but we just want to cycle and then strike. Victory! Bunch of commons and some cyclers. Victory! Yeah, we'll see. The meta still has some shaking to do. We'll see how strong this deck is in 3 weeks or whatever. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Thank you for the resub. 3 months. Nice. Yeah, we did have a rare in there. You're right. But it's not even synergistic. I'd rather just have another stinger. Pack 2, pick 7 Zenith Lair. That should not happen. keeping this. We have Snare Tactician, we have Cheap Cyclers. Ooh, so now we have Cycle 1s, but we have Valiant Rescuers. This is where I'm never sure whether I'm supposed to be greedy or not. I think with 2 1-mana Cyclers, I'm going to be greedy. Or not be greedy, which is to say cycle. Go find our land. Like, we do need land here. There we go. I feel better about that. Scattered. No problem. We got others where that came from. Now Oppo, maybe stuck on colors. I'm going to get the mecha going. We got a lot of synergy action in hand, but let's get the thing that turn by turn just gets better and better and better. Yeah, Rescuer into Rescuer cycle was where I was hoping to go with things. We did not. Let's start with a Hexproof Flying. Got there. Okay, maybe I wouldn't rather have a whatever. I like Rescuer because we can get value no matter what. But we could also go... Yeah, I'll go Rescuer. Cycle Vantasaur or Serpent before we untap. What's this? +1/+0 for each instant sorcery in graveyard. When you discard 1 or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. Okay. Very build-aroundy. And cycle 2, cycle 1. I'm going to cycle 2 here. There's some things we could draw where we'd really want to cycle 1 on our turn. For example, though, do we offer them Rescuer here? Because I kind of like Marmoset, and then wait till next turn and go Tactician, Vantasaur, tap, although... Yeah, Snare, tap, get in is also nice. Yeah, because you discard. You literally discard. Yeah, let's do Mike and Kruzika's line. Snare, tap, and go. Oh, I should have used red, because we could draw a Fox right here and want to cast it, so that's too bad. Now I'll be punished and draw a Fox. Watch. Nope, not punished. Would I? Maybe. Yeah, mainly. Yeah, I'd probably cycle the Fox. You're right. That's why. It wasn't never punished because we wouldn't have wanted to cast it. You're right. See, that doesn't suck. Casting Cathartic Reunion to draw 5 or whatever is bonkers, but hopefully we can withstand it. I think we attack with everything, and they can block whatever they want, and then we drop these 2 things. We just straight cast. You still want to cycle this? Just to make another 1/1? Feels like having one of these out is better than drawing a card and making another 1/1. But maybe it depends on what they do here, Kruzika. If they block the Rescuer, maybe we want to make another one, and if they don't, maybe we're content to continue cranking. But let's see what they do first. And then we got a, what's their Trample, Menace, Hexproof, Flying? Oh, that was definitely me. I doubt anybody Vox out there. That's my secondary paid account, or secondary free-to-play account, actually. So here we go. Yeah, I like just accepting that trade then. And Marmoset for sure is just getting cast. But then the real question is, are we saving Rescuer for this cycle or just casting it? I think we want to go as wide as possible here. I'm just casting it. Yeah. Whatever pleases you there, Silo. Whatever floats your boat. You would have made another soldier and drawn a card instead of dropping the 3/1. Yeah, maybe we were on all roads lead to victory, but I guess we were facing the fact that they had just drawn a ton of cards. So I was just trying to get as wide as we could, but maybe that wasn't as wide as we could. It worked out. I don't know how far off our different choices were there. Really, I do consider my second free-to-play account my secondary account now. The account I play least on is, ironically, the account I have put $200 into. But that's because of streaming and wanting to, from the get-go of streaming, model free-to-play behavior. If I had not streamed, basically I'd have all the contents of my paid account that I got right out of the gate, plus everything I've done on free-to-play since. And we'd be super stacked. But I'm happy to have an account where I can cleanly say, nope, I have not spent here. All right, now I'm going to keep, and now I'm going to be a little greedy. We only have one cycler, and we have all three of our mana in both colors. So historically, I've been cycling on one when we've needed land or colors, but we don't need land or colors here, and we have only one for our Rescuer and Tactician, so I'm going to hold. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Yeah, you created a second account. Yeah, it's kind of like free magic if you like to play anyway, you know. Jikerman, thanks for the sub. Glad to have you here today. There is no flare in our deck. That was the big missing payoff piece. Dead Rescuer if Oppo has the tools. There's no way they let it live if they can help it. Doesn't look like Oppo has the tools, so now we have to decide whether we're Splendor Marrying, like whether we're cycling, marrying, or tacticianing. Let's start with an attack. Might need to cycle in response. But yeah, I do like, if they don't do anything here, I like the Mare, like hard casting the Mare, because then we have next turn hard cast Snare Tactician, cycle Vantasaur for 1. So with no removal from Oppo, I do like that play. Let's drop this and then have really a nice selection. We also have Rock Slide for next turn. Interesting they went for that, and they didn't get the Rescuer. I would have snapped off the Rescuer. Maybe they have more removal, though. Otter. Yeah, I'm going to go Tactician. No attacks. We could offer the Otter, but I think they would take it, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to cycle on their turn, tapping Otter. They're fine with it. I should say fine with it. It is not against the terms of, it's not against their terms and conditions. Maybe they kind of hope people don't do that, but it is not against terms and conditions. Yeah. Like I assumed this something like this would happen, and we'd have to do it pre-combat. But yes, here we go. Well, I like Rescuer Cycle Serpent here, as opposed to replaying the Tactician right now. Yeah, right now you can make infinite free accounts and just take advantage of the free draft token. Of course, then you have, you know, what do you... Depends on what... Like, that's just free. Did I? Oh, maybe I was supposed to cycle those. So, do we have a land? I'm missing where I'm at on my land drops. I would like something I wouldn't mind in the UI is have you used your land drops remaining for the turn. It wouldn't be the worst thing for my brain. Okay. I feel like they're setting up to counter the Tactician. Yeah, just a history log would help me out on that front, I suppose. Yeah, we could rock slide and go. What are we expecting here? I really think they're trying to counter the Tactician on the way down. So yeah, rock slide, make you have some other kind of counter. Get in for a whole ton seems all right. Yes, this is a third deck in a row with red-white cycling. From never having it to having it 3 times in a row, basically. Flash Shark. Yep. It could all be part of it, but I don't mind. Like, I still think we're okay here. I'm gonna cycle and make some more wideness. Have I noticed human drafters improving? Hard to say. I would say no, I haven't noticed, but doesn't mean it's not happening. Huh, we just beat this card in the previous game, right? Or is this... This is a new opponent, yeah. Hey, Charge. Just thinking about you. And they could have Convolute. That would suck. But I'm going to make them have it. They didn't have it last time, right? They had... Although they played the Shark. Huh. Well, if they have it, we still get through for 4 and drop them to 3. And then we have ways to kind of win from there. So I'm going to risk it. I don't think they haven't shown me a reason to think that this would be... Oh, that's true. We could have just cast it as a sorcery, see how it goes. Yeah, they're pausing, so maybe... Yeah, I like the idea of casting it as a sorcery. It really would have told us what to do. Yeah, I mean, Hat is right with show... Show me was the correct question, the correct line, but main phase would have been better. Right on, Tron. Glad to have you here and chillin'. hard to argue against pursuing this deck, seeing how easy it is to make something baseline good. This is a fine example of the deck, and you can see it just needs a handful of those payoffs, and there are just enough of them. Well, you weren't here to redeem them, Tron. Or you didn't redeem them. We got someone redeeming the unhinged lands today. You're just going to have to gaze upon John Avon's art in all of its glory. Yes, please. Need a cycling 1. If we get a cycling 1 and our first rescuer dies, we get to go rescuer, rescuer, cycle, make 2 dudes. That's living the dream here. Brian, I think you're right. I think, and we'll see. Bots are going to be around soon enough. I think that the cycling deck in this format with regards to bot drafting will end up playing out a lot like bot drafting did with Eldraine, where mill deck was either the obvious best thing to do or impossible to get, nothing in between. Well, Adam, sometimes a format is so busted in one direction that the self-correction fails to do the trick. We'll see if that's where we're at here. I don't know if we are. No one-mana cycler, so rather than play another rescuer, I'm going to play a marmoset and try and set up, if we draw a land, then we can go rescuer, cycle, and we trigger all 3 things. So let's see about this. I don't want to offer a trade. Oh, I guess we did have, yeah, we had double strike that I could have used. And I would have done it for that. But I don't think I would have even done, I didn't want to use my turn raking clawsing away a symbiote here.
Say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you for the sub. That thing obviously big and scary. But we can do some stuff too. Volcapete here is trouble. If we can find one of our snares to start tapping it down, that's good. Now my question is, are we offering a rescuer for that symbiote? We get a creature out of it, and we have some action in hand. Our real problem remains this Volcapete. So let's offer. They're not even interested. That's interesting. Well, I'm going to cycle here. Well, maybe we can have an awkward race that somehow works out. Or we lose to Insano Vulpicetes. Quite the double-double from Oppo here. Tactician is funny, because, like, man, if we just had one more land, we would actually be okay. Yeah, Rock Slide, not great. I think we're just dead, though. We got outraced. Look at that, though. Tip the cap to Oppo for... how close on lethal? We're very far. We're nowhere near. Maybe with 2 Raking Claws we could get it done, but with 1 I don't think we can. Maybe the double is enough. I forgot about the Marmoset getting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's pretty close. All right, so now we got to cycle. Do we have another 1 mana? And here's where we're actually in a bad place due to lack of 1 mana cycling. If we hit a 1 mana cycler, we could cycle again, find it, and double that, and then we could actually do it. So, like, if we had, just to play it out, like 6 doubled to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, we'd still be 1 short. So, yeah, we missed out here, but really against a god draw that we couldn't interact with in time. I mean, if that's what we're losing to, you can see why this deck is good. Just need 1 more win, and then we get profit back. Loved the 5 win point in Premier. All right, now we're on the play. Yeah, this is looking good. And again, with both of our mana, I'm not going to cycle these because these are too good to be cycling with out on the battlefield with. So another choice to not cycle there, and perfect draw. Now we can go either of these. I think. What do we play out first? We have a loot tree to deal with. Each non... Oh, yeah, whatever. That's so easy. So they're a singleton deck. Can I just say, I'm on the I hate companions train. I think they're a mistake. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it in limited. I don't like it in constructed. I loathe companions. Loathe companions. I think they're terrible. I disagree. I hate them. They feel unfair. Yeah, sure. Fun for you, because you've got one. I don't like the consistency. I don't like that they show up every single game. I don't like that my opponent gets an extra card in their hand. It just seems so unfair that they get an extra card. Now we got tough decisions to make. I'm going to send in the Rescuer first here, see if they want to do anything. Oh no, I had... There wasn't even a sniff of, for me, of like Ravnica Allegiance. The last thing I knew anything about was Guilds of Ravnica. So Fox, cycle. Cycle 1 allows us to cycle once on our turn and then once on theirs. You're forgetting to cycle Silo? Yeah, that could hurt. We're gonna get 1 more creature out of that dude. Well, now we can hard cast this with all this mana we've got. I can make a bigger Fox with cycling, but I think we just want to play this. Although it's just gonna run into a loot tree. But may sit here doing work. Maybe I'll cycle the Stinger. Mike wants to play it. Kruzica wants to cycle it. I think I'm gonna cycle it. Never punished. Although a little punished because we didn't play that pre-combat. Yeah, needlessly punished because I could have done that pre. There was open mana though, right? Or were they tapped? No, they were tapped out, so it definitely should have done that pre. We'll take any of these they want. If they want to trade a 1/1 for their Farfinder, we'll do that. First strike. All right. We're not going to smash. We're just going to slide the Moloch and win. I mean, I could cycle this, but we just literally have the win, so I don't see the need to do anything except claim it. All right, we have hit it. 5 wins means one notice when things are good, but not when they're bad. I don't know. I think it's almost the reverse. We tend to remember when things go badly for us and forget when they go good. But for me, companions are not about best case scenario mentality. It's just about feeling and power level balance. What are we up against? All right, up against evens. We're going to try and get there before they can do that thing. And we're going first, so I like our chances. If we keep our Rescuer, we get Rescuer into Rescuer plus Cycle. So if our Rescuers survive, they're in a bad way. But expecting to see the Mana Dude here. Mana Dude's like the best 2-drop for these types of decks to play. Yeah, exactly. Naturalist. And I will offer them a Rescuer for our Rescuer. Actually, casting this doesn't even... Cycling this doesn't even do anything here. So I'll wait. All right. I was going to go send in the Rescuer and try and put a first strike counter on it to win combat, but with Snare Tactician, we can just Tactician tap attack. So let's do that, and then we can just keep this going. I mean, this is the fundamental brokenness of this deck, is Snare Tactician and 1-mana Cyclers. No, but then we couldn't attack. I wanted to get attacks in. I get it. Like, we could tap this and then they're stuck on another 2 or whatever, but they're stuck on land anyway. And we have a tactician out. I think, yeah, just not afraid of our capabilities here. I think we're in excellent shape. That's not my favorite, but we can go. I think we hard cast Mare and cycle Vantressor. They're stuck on 2 here. I think we largely have this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now, if they don't put something else, they need 2 blockers, or we just tap and win. Ben C is frustrated with the power of the cycling deck. You're not wrong. Like, this is what we're exploring right now, Ben, and we'll see if the self-correcting meta of human drafts can shake this out a bit. But certainly the oppressiveness, the ease with which you can get a reasonable cycling deck is a problem. And the ease with which that reasonable cycling deck that's very easy to get can become a crazy good deck is also a problem. With bots not aware of how good cycling is, this would be worse than Eldraine and the mill deck period we had on Eldraine. Without that, though, we'll see. Mike, I don't think they are using bots. Let me talk to that after, Mike, but I don't think the auto picker drafts and the bots are the same thing at all. That's my conclusion. This is an easy keep. We have Fox on 1, we have 3 1-mana cyclers, and we have a bomb rare on 3. And if they don't have specifically a dead weight right here, we get a 3/3. I'll let chat explain what we're talking about with auto-picking drafts. Part of the point of colorless cycling, though, is that when you get... Let's say you're a green-blue deck, and you have your green 2 colorless cycler and no green mana, it feels really excellent to be able to cycle away the card you can't cast to find mana so that you can cast that stuff. So I understand what you mean about wanting to see more colored cycling costs, but the trouble with that is then they don't do exactly what the the designers are hoping that the mechanic does. All right, we're gonna drop Mechagodzilla here, and then we have Tactician tap next turn. We have started out with Reach. It's random, right? We're 3 for 3 on starting with Reach on Mechagodzilla. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So we're 3 out of 4 then. And Lightning Rod for removal is fine with us because we now get to just do our cycling nonsense. Interesting choice of which to cycle. I'm going to go Vantasaur, and I'm going to do it on their turn, I think. We lose out on a point of damage, but we get to tap something down. And then Go for Blood could be used to fight with a pretty big fox. I mean, we might want to hard cast this, but I think this hard casting this will be more effective anyway. Let's see what they do, though. If they kill the fox, we might want to save the Vantasaur. So this is a good reason to just to wait. Let them do their whole turn here before we decide. If we pull this one off and end the event, we're going to be like an hour early for ending the stream. We could draft again, but I think at that point I will draft either with viewers or I will take on viewers for some no cycling deck battles. Bring any deck you want, but a cycling deck from the Ikoria draft format, and we can battle it out a bit. Start thinking about what you'd like to do after this event ends, dear chat. All right, we have Marmoset and just hardcast Go for Blood if we want. But let's start with an attack. No, Mike, because I don't like... They're not... Ugh. I resigned from my auto-picker deck. Mike, I went 1-0 with my auto-pick deck and then dropped because it wasn't fun to win 1-0 with a pile of garbage. Or, I mean, at least I didn't find it as fun. Magic is so fun that almost any form of Magic I have fun with, but when there are other forms of Magic I could be doing instead, I just decided I'd rather be doing that. So here we are again. We can, I could play this, but I don't think we need to. I would rather just cycle it because I think we can win next turn with some judicious tapping. So I'm going to hold off even on just fighting this dead because it may be more useful for us to just tap it and draw and make the fox bigger along the way. To the extreme.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Yeah, so if that's what they've got, we're in good shape. And I want to force them to chump with... Okay. It's like, we just had to win. Cycle, cycle. So, is this the problem deck? You all saw this draft. I wasn't trying to be in this deck. I opened on 2 black picks. Even looked at the good red cycling card and said, you know what, no, let's try and not just do that. Yeah, we can add that, although I don't really want to play it again. And then felt forced into it when we got like a 4th pick fox or something, and it was just like, all right. And then we ended up with this deck that's not even like some outstanding jaw-dropping version of this archetype. It was just good. and it still cleaned up. Like, easy 7 wins. We lost once when an oppo on the play went symbiote, Vulpikeet, and we couldn't beat 2 5/6 flyers. But we almost did. I think if we had been on the play and then our loss, we would have been okay, or we would have had a chance. So we'll see what this represents in terms of the health of the format. Do we think that humans are going to be able to self-correct a bit? I wonder, just because the pieces are so common and so easy to get. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. In the meantime, though, I'm going to call it a draft for now. Say thanks to our YouTube friends for hanging out for this one. And let's stroke our beards or chins and think about the impact of this obviously powerful cycling deck. I have not seen the tweets myself, but somebody in chat was saying that Luis is basically forcing this deck now, and to great success, and you can see why. It just does not take expensive rare cards to make the deck hum, and there's such an ample supply of 1 and 2 mana cyclers that you can, your big problem is whether or not you're going to, what your density of 1 mana cyclers is versus 2. That seems to be the big weakness. Oh, I'm pretty low on 1 mana cyclers as opposed to 2. Anyway, it's fun to pilot. It's sure miserable to play against, though. I forget how awful it is to play against the cycling deck when I'm piloting it, but it feels really bad to lose to it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep drafting. We'll see how this format goes, and keep trying to max win in the meantime. Yeah, maybe, I don't see. Do we have enough packs? Maybe we have packs to be worth opening. Nope, only at 7, so we're going to hold off on that. But we'll catch you next time, YouTube. Thanks for watching.